What was your learning? How did you start?
RepStack Success Academy, it is an academy on the job trainings. RepStack Learning Academy is like all-in-one platform.
How do you do that for yourself?
The entire support team, as I said, we are going through trainings after training.
But if you're not dedicated to work,
I was not a person who could manage time easily. I would procrastinate.
hello everyone. Welcome to our podcast once again, and I'm delighted to have somebody who I've been working with very closely today, and what an exceptional talent she is. Welcome to my podcast, Mishal.
Thank you so much for having me here today, Abhay.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We've already had one session together, but today I think the main focus is on RepStack Learning Academy.
Yeah.
And so we'll go into detail about RepStack Learning Academy. But tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what's your educational background, and then we'll jump to RLA.
Perfect. So not recently, it's been 2 years now. I completed my master's from GC University, and then I was on the job hunt like any graduate. One of the most difficult things was that the problem I faced was that when I went out, give interviews to these big companies, the two problems. Number one, it was they require you to come to the office at 9 a.m. That was not happening. So that means you need to wake up by 7, then be at the place by 8:30, 8:45. That was a big hurdle for me. And the second was the salary packages that they were offering. The salary packages, like almost, according to my maths, it was like, 50 to 60% was going to go to the Uber expenses.
Yeah.
So the math wasn't mathing. It wasn't making any sense for me. And then I came across RepStack from one of my friends. I heard about RepStack. I was like dead set against not working from home because I wanted to go out and just be there, be with my friends and all of that. But then I got to know about RepStack and I actually applied 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah. And I used to sit down and apply for all the job openings. And I used to make sure that wherever I land, I just need to secure a job at this point.
All the job openings at RepStack?
At RepStack.
Oh, okay.
And the very first time when I applied, I did not even get called for the R1 interview.
Oh, okay.
So that was devastating for me at first. But then I realized that, okay, my resume is not good enough. I need to make changes here. I need to optimize this. And then I did that. And I used to stay updated with the website. Mm-hmm. So anytime new job openings would get listed there, I might be the first one applying at it at that time. And then the MTU programs, they came in. Oh. So I applied for 3 MTU positions the time I got hired. I applied for 3 MTU positions. And the first one was for marketing. That was on the top of my list. I was like, I need to make sure that I get into marketing because in my MBA, marketing and branding was the main focus for my degree as well. But then that did not happen. And then the second role that was on my list was, I don't know, maybe it was sales or account management, like the CS team. Mm-hmm. I don't remember it exactly. But that did not happen either. And then the third role was training and development. I wasn't really interested in training and development that time. But the director at that time, she had the interview with me and I got hired. So then I ended up in RepStack at the MTU level position.
Awesome. Tell us your journey from the RepStack training program inside RepStack and then shifting that to RepStack Learning Academy. How did that happen and what was your learning and how did you start?
I was with RepStack Success Academy. I was hired as MTO Training and Development for RSA, RepStack Success Academy.
Tell us a little bit about RepStack Success Academy. What is that?
RepStack Success Academy, it is an academy or on-the-job trainings all the time for all 300 of RepStack employees at any given moment. Mm-hmm. Whether you are on the associate side of the team, whether you are a part of the support team, we're going through some sort of trainings throughout the year. And that is one of our core values, purpose-driven learning, continuous learning. And that is exactly what RSA is all about. Like the entire DNA of RSA is on all learning all the time, making sure that each and every employee, whether they are with the client accounts, whether they are waiting to get on the client accounts, they need to be getting trained at every given moment. So that is what RepStack Success Academy is mainly doing. And then they've started doing the GHL admin level certifications as well within RSA. So that's a big project that they're working on currently.
I'll come to GoHighLevel later, but what I've heard from people is that once you're part of RepStack Success Academy and you're training, when people go to the client, they feel much relieved, and that's how hard you guys make it for them.
Yeah, because I have been on the internal side in RSA, and we need to make sure that if you are there for 8 hours, you're learning every moment in those 8 hours. You need to make those 8 hours count. And yes, that's what most of the associates and some of the internal team members, they even say that no, RSA gives really tough time. But then again, that tough time leads you to a really great client where and that is the reason then you feel relieved there, because the clients, they are making you work. It's not like the clients are not giving you any sort of work, but the amount of work and the efforts you've been putting in RSA, and then when you move to the client account, it feels like, okay, this is not a notch up, it's a notch down. So that is how like it's strategically planned out, and that works for us.
Yeah, and I think what I've seen, I've worked in the Pakistani market, of course. I was working for Ericsson for a long while. And Ericsson is a Swedish company, so I've worked in Sweden as well and the Middle East market as well. But once I started working with RepStack people in the US market, it's such a cutthroat environment. You cannot really you don't have those dull moments there. You would have to be on your toes all the time.
All the time, yeah.
No half an hour coffee breaks, no nothing like that. So that's why I tell a lot of people that if you worked with a US company for 2-3 years, you'll be good for life. Like
the work ethic, I believe, because for me it was a big shock when I completed 3 internships with Pakistani, whatever these big firms were, but it was really different. So when I stepped, the number one thing that I had in mind, that it's going to be work from home, it'll be chill pill, everything's gonna be easy. But that was not the case. That was not the case. And then I had to make sure that no, I'm active on Slack. I just do not have Slack on my laptop. I have it on my phone. All other notifications on my phone are off except for Slack, because I need to make sure wherever query is coming in, we need to answer it then and there. Like when I was with RSA, I was working with sales team, I was working with the CS team, and we need to coordinate with them each and every moment. Every moment counts. The clients are there in the waiting room for the interviews to be done. The associates are there. We're preparing them. Each and everything is happening. You cannot just think that, okay, I'm going to go and sit on my bed for half an hour, just take a quick nap. That's at least not how work from home at RepStack is working. So we make sure that everyone who's working, they are actually working.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your own personal journey, like from being training administrator inside RepStack, and then from there to RepStack Learning Academy. Was it an easy move for you? And
no, it was not. It was not. I remember I was called in along with the other RSA team members. There was a meeting with you and Azhar and Athar. That was the first time I was actually coming in a meeting with you. I had worked with Azhar and Athar. I did not think of that actually happening at that moment. This is just a discussion, and then we'll brush it off and move forward. But then it was actually happening, and I had a call with Azhar maybe 2 to 3 times. I actually said to him that maybe this is not the right time for me to take on this opportunity at the moment. I was really happy that all 3 of you saw something in me, and that made you think that maybe I can be a good fit for the role. But for me, I was like really comfortable in my position at RSA at that time. It had been almost a year with RSA at that point of time. So it was, I know what I'm doing here. I would not have any idea what I'll be doing, because RLA, RepStack Learning Academy, did not even exist. It was just our idea. It was in our head. We need to plan it out, strategize, make it happen, make it real. So the thought itself was very overwhelming for me, and even mentioned that to us. But then he gave me a lot of confidence. Then I took on the role. I was very hesitant at first, I'm not going to lie. And then when I started, I enjoyed working. First of all, obviously, I enjoyed working with you, is fun. So I was enjoying that. And then I had the autonomy to make the decisions. And then back to what I was saying, I wanted to be a part of marketing team. But then when I came to RLA, start RepStack Learning Academy, I got to learn about the marketing side of it, the operation side of it, the people experience side of it, the sales side of it, the training aspect of it, like each and everything. So it's like a very holistic role for me at the moment.
You're the CEO of the company and RepStack Learning Academy. Yeah, and but this is the good part about the startup world or young companies, that you can move pretty quickly in
Yeah.
your roles and everything. And I love this about RepStack, that it's only about how passionately somebody is working on, and of course how much potential do you see in that person. So that's why we took this decision, and I think it really paid off. And so coming to RepStack Learning Academy, just tell us a little bit about RepStack Learning Academy for somebody who doesn't know what it is.
I'll put it in very easy to understand terms. RepStack Learning Academy is like all-in-one platform where you're going to learn all about the technical skills, the soft skills, the professional development aspect as well. That is not something that most of the other training institutes, there are like tons of training institutes right now in Pakistan, but they won't be teaching you the actual soft skills or the professional development skills, and to some extent the technical skills. Yes, we have a lot of content on the internet. YouTube is the best resource, I would say. But then who is going to help you understand terms that you have no idea about? One other thing is that it's not just the technical skills you need to have a good grip on. You need to be able to speak in front of people. What if you have really great technical skills, you have a good maybe experience on it as well as freelancers, but then when you start working and you try to land some clients, you're not able to talk with them. You get on a call with them and get stuck, and you're in the brain freeze moment. You don't know what to do. So to overcome all those aspects, and then the professional develop in itself, it's not just two words. You need to make sure that how you present yourself in front of the client, the way you are talking, effective communication is a part of it, executive presence is a part of it, and then there are so many folds to it. As I said, RepStack Learning Academy is like a holistic platform, all-in-one platform where you learn about the technical aspects, the soft skills, your professional development, and then there's so much more, like plenty of workshops, live coaching calls that are happening. So that gives you a lot of insight you would be, enrolling yourself for if you come up with the 30-day upskilling workshop.
Yeah, only to add to it, not only if you're lacking communication skills or executive presence, if you're even lacking the tools, the kind of work that's happening in the US market, and you have no idea about that.
Yeah.
Even that
Yeah,
aspect
that
is
all
covered with.
falls within the technical skills. If I talk a little more about the technical skills, let's say right now, RepStack Learning Academy is offering 4 training pathways: digital marketing, GoHighLevel Essentials. GoHighLevel, it's a CRM, and it's like an automations and AI all in one CRM, right? We are giving you the trainings on that. Plus, another thing that I would want to mention here, there are no hidden costs to it. If we have mentioned that this is the program fee or this is the what you are enrolling for, because I have experienced that firsthand. I enrolled myself at a really big name training institute. I paid the fee. It was like a 3-month course. I paid the fee, and then they asked me to pay another, that was a big amount, to get subscriptions to the tools. I was like, this was not mentioned to me first.
Yeah.
So that's not happening at RLA. We tell you that we're going to give you the access to the tools as well. We need to make sure that you are building your portfolio so that when you walk out after 30 days, you have built yourself a strong portfolio that, when you look at it, you would know what you have done in these 30 days. You are coming in, you are doing your tasks on daily basis, you're doing your tasks on weekly basis, then there are weekly one-on-one calls happening. Everything is structured in a way that after 30 days, you should be able to present yourself in front of a recruiter, whether it's in the Pakistani market or the US market or anywhere internationally. And you should also be able to, you should be confident enough to look for freelance jobs or gigs for yourself. Apart from these 2 training pathways that I've mentioned, digital marketing, GoHighLevel Essentials, then we have account management and sales development as well. So if I just talk about some of the tools that we are offering, you get to learn about project management tools that would include ClickUp, Asana, Trello, Woodpecker, then we have CRMs. Most importantly, right now, the trainings that we're providing on are for GoHighLevel. Then we have media buying is a big aspect within digital marketing. So media buying, Google ads, Meta ads, and how to actually work on them. The certifications are out there. Anyone can enroll and get started with it. But when you enroll in a program like RepStack Learning Academy, you get access to the trainers who actually have industry relevant experience. They're actually working with the clients with big budgets, and it's not just theoretical or written something on the screens for you. You have questions, you get those answered, you make out test campaigns, you run them, you understand how things are actually happening and not just the theoretical world. For that, I believe we have enough universities. So that's covered.
Yeah, I think the best part about RepStack Learning Academy is that, yeah, there is so much to learn and you can teach a lot as well.
Yeah.
But this is like really compact, right on point, because we've been working with 400, 500 digital marketing agencies now.
Yeah.
And we know what they really need. So that's where I think we're really focusing on. Regarding upskilling, we'll come to how RepStack Learning Academy is upskilling people. How do you do that for yourself?
As I said, continuous learning is a big aspect, and we need to have those people around us as well. The entire support team, as I said, we are going through trainings after training. One, Tuba, I would give a big shout out to her. She makes sure that on every Friday catch up call, we do go through some quizzes. Right now we are reading this book called Mastery. There are a lot of insights. The last quarter we were reading different books, and entire team, they pick out things from the books we are reading, and these are just the books that I've mentioned. Then there are other certifications that the team is going through as well. So if we talk about marketing team, they would be doing the media buying relevant certifications. If we talk about,
we'll come back to that. Tell me, how is this experience of reading books? I've not heard of it before in any other company.
Reading books.
But your CEO is really focused on that.
Yes, he is, and I think that gives a lot of new dimension to how you're supposed to work. I would just mention something that I've read last week from Mastery, because that's the book that I'm currently on. Green talks about finding your life's task, your actual passion. And how do you do that? You need to strategize, you need to reflect back, and then you make out a plan for yourself. I think to some extent we all know that. But then when you're reading things and you see the case studies out of it, that helps you, and that puts so many things in perspective for you. I would just put this for fresh graduates, that for instance, what happens is that most of the fresh graduates, they do not know where to move after they have completed their degrees. This sort of post-grad depression that hits them. If I talk about students who are enrolled in the BBA degrees or MBA degrees, you have 4 to 5 different courses, or even 5 to 6 in different universities. There's marketing, there's sales, there's HR, there's accounting and finance. And I actually did that exercise when I was enrolled in MBA. And that is why I keep on saying marketing. I was so sure that I wanted to end up in marketing. HR, training and development, was not even on my list. But I think that comes to me naturally. That just happened for me. Make a list for you. This is just a short tip. Make a list for yourself. Assign yourself tasks and see which task is giving you that energy that you actually want to do it yourself. You're not pushing yourself to do it. For me, accounting and finance, I used to cry that why do I have to do accounting and finance? I do not like it at all. But marketing was something I really enjoyed. HR was fine, but marketing was really on my list. So assign yourself tasks, make a scorecard for you maybe, and see how you're performing on each of these tasks. Again, this is something that I did way back, but then the concept of it, or the actual terms, I just read it a week back from the book Mastery. And that does not happen usually. I tell this to my friends who are working with startups or other organizations. They're like, I sometimes feel that you were back in university. For them, it's a university. It's a different mindset for them. So that's the difference, I believe, there is when you're working with an organization that's based out of an international market and then, a local market.
Yeah.
There's a clear difference of mindset there.
I think for somebody who's running his own show or the other companies, this would be my one suggestion, that go the books you enjoy or you think have really changed your life, your people should be reading them and get the best out of them, because these mastery, especially, what an extraordinary book it is. So it's, and I'm glad that we have this in our culture. I've never heard of it before. So upskilling, what about the upskilling of the people at RepStack Learning Academy? How do you get through that?
Yeah, so I'll break it down that we have a 30-day upskilling program. What you do is that you start out with simply how to get us to talk to you, or just come to us, fill out the form that's there on the website. We'll connect with you, we'll sit with you, we'll guide you through every step of the way. And we see that which direction you want to head into. Whether not everyone would want to step into digital marketing. Some people might be natural salesperson, right? Some would be excellent at client handling and management and relationship building. So maybe account management is the route for them. So we do sit with them, we give them that counseling sort of thing that they require. And then from that point onwards, once they've enrolled, there is a 4-week program that's structured out. Whatever program you choose, your trainings would be in accordance with that. Let's say you are talking about GoHighLevel essentials, because that's one of the most important training pathways, I believe, right now that we have. You are going to complete, I believe, almost 40 to 50 tasks in a span of 4 weeks. And when I say 40 to 50 tasks, I know how much time that takes. But at the end of the program, when you look at your portfolio that you have built for yourself, it's way easy for you to land a client. Even if you do, not many people would want to associate themselves with organizations. Some people don't. So if you're like in the don't section, you can easily land clients for yourself. You can make great money, which is the actual idea, right? Learn and then just start earning. So that's what the program is created for. You do not need to depend on anyone. You just create strong portfolios for yourself, groom yourself in a manner that when you sit in front of a client, you talk with authority and you talk with the intellectual level that the client would want to see in a person that he or she is going to hire. Because obviously, if I am going to pay someone to do some work, I need to know that person knows his thing. So be intelligent enough to invest in yourself first if you need to earn. It's there are plenty of platforms that say that you can just start earning $100 or $200 in a span of 5 to 6 days. I would definitely want to know how that happens and how that works. Because maybe if that's something, that maybe we can opt for it as well. But you need to invest in yourself first. Great things, they take time. So you need to be patient with that. And again, for students who are fresh graduates or still enrolled in their degrees, my advice to them is that look for internships, even if they are unpaid internships. Look for internships, look for freelance gigs, and start building out your portfolio. You need experience to land jobs. That is the reality. And unless you accept the reality, there's nothing you're going to do about it.
Yeah, definitely. So intellect will come with knowledge.
Definitely.
And knowledge will come through trainings. And so great answer there. Apart from that, do you think 28 days are enough for someone who doesn't even know what GoHighLevel is, or who has no idea about the do's and don'ts of digital marketing?
Examples make it easier to understand, right? So I'm going to quote an example here of one of our graduates. She was transitioning from HR background to digital marketing. She had no idea whatsoever like what GoHighLevel is. Maybe that was the first time she was hearing about the tool. Right now, she's GHL admin level certified. Nice. So that's the kind of progress that you can make if you set your mind to it. The RLA program, the 30-day upskilling workshop, the timing for it, because we know students enroll for it. We know that people who are doing 9 to 5 jobs, they enroll for it. So it's 4 hours per day. But the girl I'm talking about, Rida Naqvi, she used to work till 2 or 3, or even I used to get her messages around Fajr. So she'd be like, Mishal, can you please answer this? Because I am in middle of doing my task. And if that is the passion you have, the days, then they don't matter, because then you're working day and night. Then you're working to make it happen. We have another RLA graduate, Izaz. He recently got GHL admin level certified. He's working with a client. Another one of our graduate, Suleiman, he's working with one of the top industry leading clients, Andrew Cass. He's affiliated with GoHighLevel, the CEO of Pipeline Pro. So if these people, they can make it, anyone can make it, right?
Yeah.
28 days or 30 days, it's just the amount of efforts you're going to put in, the dedication you show, and we are here to help you out. The rest, leave it to us. Just bring your dedication in.
Yeah, and you make sure that somebody might be doing but not doing enough. So do you force them to do enough, or how does that work?
Yeah, we're not going to, it's just a certificate, right? But for some people, the certificates, they really matter. You're not going to hand out the certificate unless you complete all of the tasks up to the mark. It's not just completion of the tasks, it's completion of the tasks up to the mark. We have, as I said, we have weekly one-on-one calls. If you have done something, you've submitted the task, it's not good enough, I'll just unpass that task for you. I'll sit with you. I'll explain you why we have unpassed it, how you need to do it again. Then you redo the entire thing. Then there's another aspect to it, the resume aspect to it, right? That falls within professional development. I think we start making the resumes from week 1, like maybe 3rd or 4th day. And it's not completed even till the last day because I keep asking them to make changes. It's not you have done it the one time and that's written in rock now and that is it. You need to keep making changes to it. You need to keep updating it. And that again is something that happens in RSA and with all of our associates. They're on client accounts and they keep on making changes and updates to their resumes and maybe on daily basis as well. So that's the kind of importance the resumes hold. You need to make sure that when you're submitting your resume to someone, because this is a study that I read recently, that the recruiter is only going to spend 7 seconds of their time on a resume. So if I'm going to look at a resume for 7 seconds, 7 seconds is nothing, right? So you need to make something highlighted enough on it that it counts. And then it stays with the recruiter so that the person calls you back. So that is the amount of, I don't know, I would say the consistency and the work that you need to put in. And if you're up for it, then I would say RepStack Learning Academy is the platform for you. If you do not make choices for yourself at this stage, or even there's so many people who are transitioning from one role to another role, and often these transitions, they seem very scary, not easy when you are comfortable in a role. I myself, I was comfortable at RSA. It was not easy for me to move into a whole new place, but unless you explore opportunities, you're not going to grow. Growth is out of the comfort zone, so you need to step out of it.
I think you're not going to know what your potential is until you get out of the comfort zone. So that's a great answer there, Mishal. I think if I talk about 4 years ago, when we started RepStack, we wanted a place to work from, everybody coming to the office. But at that time, because of COVID, that couldn't be possible. But that created an opportunity and of remote working and everything. So it's very different in today's world. Similarly, at that time, you were working in the office when you're sitting on your laptop, when you're not, when you're slacking, when you're not. Today, in today's world, there's nobody to check you, right? Of course, we have our tools and stuff, but still it is 100% dependent on your own self that what do you want to do with your life and with your work and everything. So if you're not dedicated towards it, there is nobody else who can help you. First thing that will come.
You need to have that self-discipline first. That's the most important thing. And I recall one of our graduates, he mentioned this very clearly to me that, Mishal, I was not a person who could manage time easily. I would procrastinate. And that's very normal. That's a normal thing. I would say, okay, I'll just start doing this assignment or I'll start working on this thing tomorrow. Maybe, okay, now it's a bit too late. Maybe in the morning, maybe in the night. Then something comes up. When you join an organization that's disciplined enough and that's structured enough to give you that discipline, I think you need to jump on that opportunity.
I think definitely. Talking about remote culture and remote work, how do you think that is benefiting people, you yourself? You're a firm believer in that. But also the environment around you, people around you. How do you think, and what's the future of remote work?
I think the future is remote work because it's not, it gets way easier for you to work when you are with your family, that you do not have to step out That's one aspect of it, right? The other aspect for people like me, you don't have to wake up so early in the morning. Then you're working from the comfort of your home. You can structure your life around it in a way that works for you, that's easy for you. And then you get that autonomy to work as well. You're happy when you're working. That's the most important part of it.
But then
When
sometimes in your comfort of your home, you have other things going around you.
Oh no, then one thing that makes sure of that is that you need to have a dedicated workspace for yourself. The background noises and all of that, that cannot happen. You need to have that place for yourself. And if someone really wants to work, they would want that for themselves the first thing. Because it's not, I cannot imagine that I would work without a proper desk for me or without proper chair and just sit on my bed or on a sofa and then work. It's not going to happen. You have to work long hours. It's 8 hours, and sometimes if you're really into it, it's 9 hours or 10 hours. So you need to make sure that you have a dedicated space for you. Nobody is disturbing you in your place. You put all of your attention and your mind when you are at work. That is exactly what happens when you step out and go to your offices. Yes, at offices you do get to mingle with people and the chit chat and all of that, but that's happening on Slack as well. We have that karma thing, and I think that's the best part of one thing out of our culture, or the best part of our culture. I don't know what to exactly say to that. People enjoy the karmas, right?
Yeah.
People fight for the karmas. The coffee breaks, it's all about karmas. You get to enjoy, there are so many perks to remote work as well.
Yeah. In today's world, I think there is a huge cost of traveling.
Oh yes.
A huge cost of your time while you're
Yes.
traveling. You get so much when you're traveling to the office, coming back, another hassle, so much
It just
traffic.
gets you exhausted.
Yeah.
Like if I get stuck in traffic for more than 10 minutes, my day is ruined.
Yeah.
Like I cannot talk like a normal person after that. I am angry and I'm agitated after that. Work from home, that gives you that liberty as well. You're free from that stress at least, right? You just need to make sure that you have a good high speed internet connection, a dedicated workspace for you. You're all set and dialed in. You're not crawling out of bed and sitting in front of the Zoom. That's not happening. You need to come in with A1 executive presence, so that you can, in that executive presence, it's not just for other people, it's for yourself.
Yep.
It gives you that confidence when you are talking. If I'm not looking good, and if I start saying something and someone else is looking at me, I might be thinking, is there something wrong with my face? Something happened? What are they looking at? And when you talk with a great executive presence, it gives you that authority that people would want to listen to you. And obviously you would want that when you were working. Who would not wish for that?
Okay, so concluding this podcast, and what would be one thing that you would suggest to people who are like in the middle right now, who are like thinking of joining RepStack Learning Academy, and what do you think that, what are we offering that should not stop them?
Yeah. One thing is for sure, that you need to realize your own potential, first of all. If you do not realize your own potential, again, from the book Mastery, if you do not find your own calling, your own life's task, it's not going to be an easy road ahead for you. And if you need help in understanding what you really want to learn more about, we are here to help. We can sit with you, we can explain the details, because most of the times, and it's very common, every organization names have different designations, but then the job role, the description, it entails different things. So some people might have a totally different idea of what an account manager is or what a sales development representative is. If you do not understand those terms, we are here to help you understand, so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. If you're not investing in yourself, that's, I think, the most important part.
I think, was it Rida or who was like, I was going for a holiday to Chicago?
Yeah, that was Rida.
That was Rida.
Yeah.
That was such a nice story.
So she mentioned that I was going for a trip, and it was my decision to make that whether I go on this one-time trip or do I invest in myself. And then she was like, I did the cost benefit analysis, and my conclusion was that I should invest in myself. The return on investment is better that way. So yeah, definitely.
I think Rida is making good money.
Yeah, she is definitely. If you're not investing in yourself, that's the end of the discussion.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even go any further.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to invest in yourself, it's not just money, it's your time and your true passion. If you're willing to invest that, and if you're willing to get on this road of continuous learning, I'm not going to say that you are going to enroll for 30 days and that is about it, it's going to change your life. If you have that mindset, that's not going to happen. You need to be learning throughout your careers,
Yep,
right?
definitely.
Digital marketing, it's such an evolving field. It's
Every day.
not possible that
Yeah.
you say that, okay, I completed a few certifications 5 years back. The certification even expires in a year. So you need to be learning continuously.
Again, this is the fastest changing environment
Yeah,
I've ever
definitely.
worked in. Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
So one thing is that you need to invest in yourself, your money, your time, your passion, and then you need to have that coachable mindset, that learning mindset. If you're up for it, definitely we're going to help you make that happen. Visit our website, fill out the form, we'll book a call with you. It's not just one call. If you need to book an additional call, we can do that for you. And then you can enroll for the program. And from that point onwards, it's just going up the hill. There's no downwards. Yeah. And then the second thing is that if you're not making that decision, because I know from the Desi culture, from the Desi households, I do talk to people who are like, it's 1 lakh rupees, but I don't know, my father is not allowing me. Your father would have allowed you if you wanted to go on a trip, right?
Yeah.
It's all about priorities. And if you're not taking a stand for yourself, if you're not making those decisions for yourself, you do not get to play the blame game after 5 or 10 years down the line. If you're not fighting for what you want, then you're choosing and just settling for something less and something else. It's only going to eat you up inside. So take a stand for yourself, understand what it is that you need, and that's fine if your parents are not giving you the money, if your elder sibling is not giving you the money. You can do some freelance gigs. You can start working on the side. That's going to help you actually in the self-discipline as well. The importance of money, you're going to understand that too.
I think one of the tools that we're just providing, GoHighLevel, the subscription cost you $250.
Yeah, I think
if you want
it's
to do
almost...
that, that's more than 100,000 that
Yes.
you're working
Yes.
on, and it's a great tool. It's something. It's the future.
Yeah, it's just $250. It's the subscription to the GHL. And again, let me mention, it's a monthly subscription. It's not like you just pay it for once and then you enjoy it for the rest of your life. But apart from that, there are so many other certifications that cost way more than this, right? Everything is up there on the internet. Anyone wants to cross-check this, they're more than welcome to do that. If you are getting something in, even less than half the price, you need to jump on that opportunity as soon as you can and
I think
make it happen.
We're the only ones who are partnering with GHL,
Oh,
who have
yes.
certified admins.
Yes.
So these are a couple of things that we really take pride in, our relationship with GHL as well.
I believe 20 or 20 plus of RepStack employees currently are GHL admin level certified. So that speaks for itself, right? And then 2 or 3 of them are RLA graduates. A few others are enrolled. So it's like I said, you're only going upwards from that point onwards. So you just need to make sure that you take the first step. No one is going to take that step for you. You need to take that first step for yourself. And then the future is bright.
Inshallah. Mishal, this is what everybody who comes to my podcast gets. So this is RepStack EAT for you. And hopefully you'll have some...
Thank you. This is going on my work table.
Work table?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
In addition to that, thank you so much, Al.
Awesome. Thank you.